Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? We are back to talk about my Africa, your Africa, our beautiful, amazing, blessed Africa. Today we're back with our brand new fresh content for you guys that definitely you guys will love. For our audience based in Ethiopia, how is the rainy season holding you guys? Are you guys taking care of yourself? And for those of you guys that are watching us all across the world, how was your week? How is your weekend going on? I hope you guys are having a good time. We have a very interesting program all in one in today's My Africa episode, so stay with us. You know, the whole point of our show, My Africa, is to connect the youth. Majorly because we feel like as an Africans, our thoughts, our ideas, the grounds that we take is not that much powerful when it comes in creating the Africa we want. So today, on my coffee time, I was able to spend time with my, shall I say, my classmate, and also he's the founder, the manager of Ederase Youth Organization. I had a coffee with him and we talked about the current issues happening in Africa and also all around the world, and I enjoyed it. It gave me a new perspective, I can't lie. And I hope you guys will have a new understanding about what's happening currently and given your ideas, given your thoughts. So let's watch that and we'll be back. Stay tuned, everybody. Today we're back with another amazing guest for you guys. He is the president of Ederase Youth Organization, also my classmate. We take the same course, International Relations. Thank you so much, Biruk, for coming here.
Thank you, Zaka, for having me.
The pleasure is all mine. Today I'll try to cover up some interesting topics that I feel like you will engage.
Sure.
As a Pan-Africanist, as a person involved in the youth, what do you think about the global economy impact on the neocolonialism sector? Like, what do you think? What's your reflection on that?
Thank you again for having me. I appreciate your commitment for hosting this show. It's very important nowadays. It's a time of Pan-Africanism. Also, it's a time for unity among the continent. When I come back to your question, as you know, the global economy is motivated and led by known Western countries in which there is unfair or unjust advantage also process in the economic system. But nowadays, the integrity, the Pan-Africanism spirit that's moving around the continent is minimizing this gap and also creating a bridge for advancement, for utilization of our own resource, and to be proud of our products so that the economy of Africa can be moved forward by the citizens and the collaboration of this Pan-African spirit.
Yeah. You know, like I have came across some people that say there's no neocolonialism. And I do believe there's neocolonialism, and it's affecting us big time, and we're not even willing to see that there is. And one of the tools that the Europeans, the Americans use to control Africa, to control the resource that we have is economy, the money, right? Money is everything.
Exactly.
And currently, dollar's price is going high, it's going up the roof.
Yes.
And because some people say it's because like IMF is willing to give and actually gave Ethiopia a loan. So what do you think the power of money when it comes to controlling nation? And how can we, like as a Pan-Africanist, as an African, what's your reflection on that?
It's really hard to say something because you cannot just decide there is one solution for this whole problem, because the problem is chained and interconnected. But I agree with your idea that I believe there is a neocolonialism, not only in the economy system, but also in the entertainment, in technology, in arts. That's why Westernization is going very rapid in the third world countries, especially in Africa. But when you come to the economy and using money as a control power for Africans' economies, it's very critical. It's the thing that government, policy advocates, civil society organizations must think on, and also suggest the solutions to be replaced by homegrown economic system, and also using local products At the same time, also balancing the marketing system by subsidizing different kinds of mechanism from the government side, also from the private companies.
Currently, African Free Trade Area, a very huge thing that could change Africa's future. Most of us don't know it. The investors doesn't know it. The people in the business area, they don't have that clue about what kind of benefits they will have in that forum, in that specific agenda. And I feel like there are a lot of policies that the government, different African countries' government are implementing, trying to implement, but people do not know it. There's no awareness, and I think that's one of the things that we're trying to do. And let me take you back to your, should I say, your first child?
Yeah, you can say, yeah. I don't have second, but it's my first.
So that's one of the things that we need to have. We need to work on the youth.
Exactly.
How did you start, getting into that area?
Ederase goes back to 2021. It has been 2 years and a half since it started. Formally, I was engaging in different initiatives at school, outside school, and different programs. There is a great passion inside me to change my community, to change the generation into more impacting and enlightening way. So, as the name indicates, Ederase, it means representative or regent.
Just like me.
Exactly, just like me. Even the Google translation brings like that. Just when you type just like me, it brings Ederase. So it has been used in old monarchy system in Ethiopian history, as you know. There is no any ambassador word or other modern Western words. It's just Ederase of the king or Ederase of the government. So the idea of Ederase is just, as we know, Ethiopia is a very young country. In terms of population, it's one of top 5 from Africa. At the same time, there is an emerging youth generation. So there must be someone on behalf of the youth, for the youth, in order to advocate and in order to represent our country. At the same time, to impact nations in the global stage. So Ederase Youth Association works on 4 thematic areas. Community services, our priority, as you know. We have a culture of helping each other, charity and other stuff. Under that program, we have a project called Giving for Living, which advocates humanitarian and charity services, blood donation, planting trees and others. At the same time, Dunkog, we use more our projects in Amharic because we believe, and it must be that there must be a local international perspective, not international to local. Otherwise, we cannot solve the neocolonialism or other stuff that we are speaking. There must be a local international mindset so that you can penetrate the global system. So Dunkog focus on youth panel dialogues in different ideas. The second one is entrepreneurship and employment skill, which we work on educating young graduates in employment, entrepreneurship, and other stuffs also. And the other 2 are leadership and diplomacy. There must be emerging youth leaders that believe in holistic development and that are proud of their nation, Pan-Africanist, and also purely Ethiopian citizen. So we work on leadership and diplomacy, and the last one is digital and AI literacy. It's the 21st century, so everything is exactly connected. So unless you literate your own generation in using AI for good, using tech for good, and impacting the others, it will just completely goes to damage. As you know, we use fire to cook food. At the same time, we use fire to burn something, and that's the distraction. So generally, we work like this.
That's interesting. So one of the things that I find it difficult when it comes to working with the youth is there is this certain set mindsets that we unconsciously built from the things that we see and hear, and the way that you engage in your environment. And as you have said, even the names that you use in Ederase, including the name itself, is based on the local names that we have here in Ethiopia. So do you believe that neocolonialism should be something that, how do you think we should overcome it, like especially as an individual? Do you feel like you've been affected by it?
I can just illustrate in some example. For example, if you or someone just get injured by getting blooding on his leg or something, he feels his headache, other symptoms will be displayed in his body. Emotions also will be down. We will say, I'm not good today, or just something. All our body system will be completely not normal. So we must treat that well in order to heal the body, and at the same time have good emotional wellness at the same time. The effect of neocolonialism is just something that comes from the source. It's not the source, but it's just the impact of something. I believe it's not working on the generation. It's not enlightening the mind of the youth, enlightening the mind of the community. That brings us darkness, so that the generation is westernized, at the same time affected by neocolonialism. But if we teach the generation, if we enlighten the mind of the youth, they're the one who will be proud of their nation and also Africa as a whole. That's one of the things that we do at Ederase, starting from its branding, the naming, and also the work that we do. It must be from local, international perspective that can compete or that can distract the system of neocolonialism. I think this can be the solution for that.
I mean, congratulations for how far you've came, Biruk.
Thank you.
This is something
so
really genuine from the heart.
Exactly.
So as an IR student, I would love to know your reflection on what's happening currently in Africa. So here there is, and there's unstable situations, even here in our country. And then at the same time, there is this huge chaos happening here in Kenya. And at the same time, there is countries, African countries like Ghana, that has like relatively stable economy, stable governance and stuff like that. But like a lot of things are happening, not only in Africa, but like all over the world. And what do you think about that? What is it that for you to reflect on? What's your, your reflection on what's happening in Africa?
Yeah, there is Ethiopian proverb, as you know. There's gonna be more darker when the light is gonna be coming. So I think what's happening is all the causes of these rebels or different kinds of distractions is, as I mentioned before, what's bringing on is the youth generation. When you go to Kenya, is the youth generation, is the younger generation that's called Generation Z, that we want this thing. There must be a change over this. There must be something. If you go to Ghana, even other places, including our country, it's a new generation asking new questions that demand that we need this. There must be change. There must be something that opposes the old one and wants to bring the new system of their own, because they are looking for their own self. Because as you see, there is many years that has been neocolonialism functioning and also influence of the Western. But I think generally there is a question of I myself. We want to find our generation. We want to identify ourselves as an African, as an Ethiopian, to bring a new change. But it must be in the right way. It's a right question. It's a right interest. But the way that it must be done is on the right path, not on violence or other things that distract resources or the country, but in the right way, in democratic way, in which can we bring change in our city. So I think generally it's just a question of bringing new things.
Time will change everything. And whether you like it or not, time will let everything go in its own time. So the question is, either ways it will have its own impact. But what kind of impact is it going to have? And that is something that you can choose by yourself and be like, okay, you know what, either way is going to pass. But I consciously choose this kind of impact that's going to happen through the time. We both understand why things are happening the way they're happening. But at the same time, if we are not conscious enough and ask ourselves, what is my contribution? Maybe if we were ready, the change would have come itself, right? So there's something that we still haven't done yet. That's why the change is not coming.
Exactly.
So as a Pan-Africanist, we all do believe that Africa Renaissance is coming soon. What do you think should be done to make Africa Renaissance come, faster?
As a person who is leading a youth-focused organization, I can say that the African users or Ethiopian users can contribute their own piece, piece by piece. There is a puzzle game, so if the piece of the puzzle dismissed or just not be on the right place, all the puzzle system will be not functioning. So I think as a citizen or as an individual, if we can contribute one light, one thing that can light the darkness that we are looking for, it might be speaking good for people who are violated or who are stressed or in different problems using social media. As you know, social media is our weapon, so we must know that in which direction that we must shoot the gun, not on the lightness but on the dark side, so that we can contribute one light for one person. The total of that will change our Africa, our community. We want to see that why Ethiopia is not changing. No, I must be changed in order to see changed Africa. Change starts from small, from individual, and goes to by process 2, 3, 4 to group. That's why, if you ask me personally, I'm leading the association in order to see a light renaissance. Our slogan is a light renaissance. So what I contribute myself and to my colleagues, that will multiply and increase, so that in general view it will impact others. So that's the solution.
So break it down.
Exactly.
To
unless,
individually.
Exactly. Unless you don't do that, it's just a wish or metaphor that you always speak. Always my grandpa, while I was growing, says one quote for me.
Okay.
It says as following: if horses were dreams, everyone will ride them. Riding horse is very difficult.
Yeah.
But if they were dreams, everyone have a dream that cannot be achievable. In order to see that achievable dream, it must be started from individual level, from small ones, so it goes together.
Cheers for that. Cheers for that. We need to. Congratulations again. Yeah. But what are the new projects? What shall we expect from Ederase? And there are going to be a lot of people living here in Ethiopia, abroad, that would love to contribute, that would love to be part of this organization. Tell us how we can be part of Ederase. And at the same time, what are the new things on your hands right now?
Good question. We are working into areas regarding on partnership and programs. Regarding partnership, we are working with different companies, financial institutions, non-governmental institutions. At the same time, individuals, anyone who is interested. We have not started yet a membership application, but can come and volunteer with us. There is a volunteers network that we launched last December in UNECA, United Nations ECA. So when we call out for volunteers, there is a batch registration. Now we are just closing the second batch, because we work on volunteers. We give them trainings, different skills, so that they can use their own potential to impact their communities. At the same time, on program side, we have upcoming programs. As I told you, we work on leadership and diplomacy. So one of our projects is Lead Workshop, that we coach leadership for youngsters who aim to be leader and solve problems. So there is upcoming Lead Workshops 3 and 4 in August. At the same time, on September, there is a program called Global Point, in which we entertain African diplomacy and global diplomacy from youth perspective and also from their perspective. At the same time, giving for living on community service, and other projects are on the way.
Ederase is up.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
You can say it,
because you've been mentioning points after points.
Exactly.
And that shows how hard you guys, your team and yourself, has been doing the work. So the last question I have for you, I don't want to take much more time, is tell us what your Africa is, because this is my Africa show, and it's a platform we share about our Africa. So what is Biruk's Africa? What's the image that you have?
Biruk's Africa will be imagine like this. I wish and I dream. At the same time, I work for that because what we are doing now is just an Africa where brotherhood is reigned and loving one another, each other, at the same time impacting others, being a light, being the solution, not the question. We have the problem and the question, not the question, but being solution for your brother, for your sister. At the same time, proud of their culture, as you know. You can say everything starting from mankind is originated from Africa. So a continent which is proud of culture, their history, at the same time with huge opportunities and potentials of the future, because the younger generation is here, our population is growing, it can be also exceed the Asian population, so a continent that's filled with passionate users, full of energy, full of peace at the same time, because peace comes from love. If I love my sister, I will keep her peace. At the same time, she will keep mine. So a place full of peace, love, and a continent proud of their history. And I hope God will make that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. If there's anything else that you'd love to say, any advice that you'd love to give for the younger generation that would love to establish their own organization, in fact, or maybe work on something that they have had in their mind for a very long time, please say that in this conclusion.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for having me, Zagga, and I appreciate also your commitment to host this program. It's very unique and new. I try to see former previous shows, so keep going.
Thank you.
My last advice for users will be, it's going to be, let's keep focus our eyes on ourselves. Even if Book of Proverbs say, a wisdom person focus on himself. If we start looking ourselves, we will see what are our problems. At the same time, we will get solutions for that problems. But if we don't know our problem, how we can solve the problem of our brother, the problem of our community, or in the higher level, the country or Africa. Let's focus on ourselves and let's find why we are here. If we find the purpose of we are living for, we will get the provision, the privilege to work on the vision and to fulfill our life's question. At the same time, I want to give thanks to many of partners, colleagues, especially my team at Ederase Youth Association. They are amazing users. Also our volunteers, partners who give us different resources, their ideas, their time, and also their commitments. It's not easy to bring an organization at this time with all these circumstances. And for lastly and firstly, God, I want to thank God because He's the one who is empowering us, helping us, and making us fruitful. Thank you.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
I hope we'll meet again with something much bigger, with all the projects finally in reality. Yes, again, thank you and have a good time.
Thank you so much.
So our My Africa audience, thank you so much for watching. Today's idea, when we conclude it, is going to be, if we want to see change in our country, in our continent, it will start within us. The change is more inward, then it will come outward. So let's all take the time to look onto ourselves and be like, what is it going on? What can I contribute? And let's start from ourselves, and that's where change begins. Thank you so much for watching. Until I see you guys next week, goodbye.